Hi again guys, I'm back with another unboxing. This one has come from cubezz.com, C-U-B-E-Z-Z. And if you watch all my videos you'll know that I was wondering whether I would buy from them again. But I gave them another chance because this, as much as anything else, this was a little bit cheaper than anywhere else. And I think Cubezz was the first one I saw put it on their website, which is unusual recently that they actually update their website for some reason. Very strange for an online business, but whatever. Yeah, it's arrived within a couple of weeks. It's arrived quite quickly. I've only seen one other person that's got one of these so far, so it hasn't taken too long. So it's actually worked out quite nicely this time. But maybe that's because I complained so much to them about the last problems they've had. But anyway, so here it is. This is the Moyu time round. You might have seen pictures on this. It's a very interesting looking puzzle. Not really anything I can see on the box that tells you anything because it's all in Chinese, but time round. Interesting. I wonder if it should be time wheel, but got lost in time translation. But oh well, they call it time round, I'll call it time round. Okay, so first impression straight out of the box, it looks great. It really does look good quality. That's what you expect from Moyu these days. They're not like YJ used to be, the cheap crap that they used to put out. They really are good quality puzzles for the most part these days. So there we go. Yeah, it really does look nice. It looks really nicely stickered. Bright sticker shades, which are normal for Moyu, not my cup of tea generally, but you know, that's really just a preference thing. So let's show you how this thing turns. It's got very nice turning quality actually. That really does turn well. Wow, that is. I'll show you when you've got a really thin middle layer that will turn with it if I don't hold it, but very easily finger tickable. So yeah, really smooth that is. The centre layer is going to be slightly problematic because it's simply because it's so thin. It's hard to. I suppose not actually. Once you get used to it, you can hold it in place quite easily. So no, it's not as bad as I was thinking. And then, so you got 3 layers that turn. So it's basically a 3x3 cube with these circles that turn. Well, the first one's a little bit stiff. I suppose if you, yeah, once you get, oh, actually no, once you get it all lined up, it turns really easily again. Actually, it does have a tendency to sort of slightly twist the rest of the cube, so you need to kind of hold it still while it's trying to turn these layers slightly as I turn, because I presume because I'm pushing down on this side here, as you can see, and it's trying to push things out of alignment. But as long as you hold things in alignment, it turns very nicely. I know my hands are the way as I'm turning that, but it's easier for me to turn it like that than like this. It turns easier that way, but you can see there's no real difficulty there. And getting it aligned, any difficulty? No. I wonder if it got that kind of corner cut, so it doesn't have to be, yeah, very easily actually. So it doesn't have to be perfectly aligned either. So doesn't do it in reverse quite so well, but yeah, that way it does it very well. Yeah, so it doesn't even really need to be aligned very well when you finish, which is quite nice. But it does have sort of, it's not a clicking mechanism, but there is a kind of slight kind of clicking sensation as it becomes aligned anyway, so that you know where it is. And it's probably just the mechanism falling into place, if that makes sense. So yeah, excellent quality. Very impressed with this so far. Really nice. Now this isn't going to be a difficult puzzle to solve, I don't think, because basically it's just a variation on the cross cube. Now let me just grab a couple of puzzles that it's like. Bear with me a second. So let me just show you this one first. This is a cross cube. I'm sure you've probably seen one of these before, but in a similar kind of way. This is a 3x3 with an extra face that spins. So again, you've got the same kind of thing, 3x3 with an extra face that spins. So straight away you can think you've got a lot of similarities in the solve. The difference is the face that spins on the cross cube you've got a specific position for every piece. Like this orange blue one can only go in this position, it can't go there because then it would be unsolved, it would be next to the white face. On this one it can be solved there, it can be solved there, it can be solved there, etc. So there's no specific orientation of the baby faces, as they're called on the cross cube, the little wheel pieces. Now I assumed this was basically going to be a variation on this, which is the Moyu Evil Eye, which I think was their first original puzzle that they released, which is really just a cross cube shape mod anyway. And because of the shape of the pieces, you can see that the layers are kind of similar, so I thought it was really just a shape mod of this mechanism, but I can tell you straight away it's a very, very different. I can't say the mechanism's different, but the feel of the puzzle, the quality of it is much improved. Not that this was terrible or anything, but it just feels a little bit cheap and tacky. Sorry about it being unsolved at the moment as well, that's not like me. But yeah, this really does feel fabulous, absolutely fantastic quality. So I think I've talked about it enough now. It's time to get this thing scrambled up. But yeah, I don't envision this being a tricky solve at all, to be honest, because I'm pretty sure I know what the approach will be, or my approach should I say. It shouldn't take too long at all. But even given it's basically an easier version of the cross cube, I wanted it in my collection because it looks great. You know, it looks really interesting. So even though it's basically the same puzzle, it still looks interesting enough for me to make me go out and buy it. You could turn it into a kind of super cube version with a sticker mod, but to be honest, all you're doing then is turning it into a cross cube, so it doesn't really appeal to me because, you know, I've already got one of those. It doesn't make sense to make another one. Okay, I think we're round about. Oh no, maybe not. A few more that need splitting up. Yeah, I think we can call that one nearly scrambled. Right. Right, now I'll call it scrambled, and I'll go away, give it a solve, and get back to you with some more thoughts once I've done so. Okay then, so as you can see, the time round is solved again. As I expected, not really difficult. Worked much the same as a cross cube. I did it slightly differently than the way I approached it to solve it because it didn't need the piece orientation. I could do it a slightly simpler way. I did mess it up slightly, but it took me about, I don't know, less than 15 minutes to solve, but more than 10. But that's because I messed it up at one point. For some reason, stupidly, when I got to the final 3x3 layer, I was treating it like a 2x2. I have no idea why. I can only think my brain was seeing the great big corners and thought 2x2, even though I know it's a 3x3, you know, and started solving it like a 2x2, then I couldn't understand why all my edges were messed up. But anyway, it's solved now. A minor gripe, it's to do with the thinness of the middle layers. It does. My thumb is quite sore now. You can actually, I don't know if it's showing up, we can actually see where it's been rubbed and may even cause a blister by the pieces. It's very difficult to hold that layer still, and you can see that corner kind of rubs across your thumb there. It's very difficult to hold it in any way where that doesn't happen. So, I mean, you can get it really, really thin if you work at it first, but even then it's rubbing my nail. So it's a little bit awkward to play with, and there's left, as I said, my thumb feeling a little sore. So yeah, it's just a small gripe. The turning quality is still fabulous. It really does turn wonderfully well. I'm very impressed with the quality of this one. So that's really the only gripe I've got. But yeah, not a difficult puzzle. If you've already got things like the Evil Eye or the Cross Cube or both in your collection, then you're not going to have any difficulties solving this one at all. But you know, I went into this knowing that much anyway. So, but I wanted it anyway because, you know, I'm a collector. But if you're really just a solver, then it's really not going to add anything new to your current solving challenges. If you're a collector like me, then I highly recommend it because it's a great looking puzzle. It's a great quality puzzle, and it's really not that expensive. So yeah, great quality all round. Alright then guys, I think that's it for this video. Can't think of anything else to say about it, so thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.